What is a photograph to you? A memory in an album tucked away in a drawer somewhere? Is it a piece of art on a wall? Is it a picture on a paper or pixels on a screen? I have two quotes that kind of describes what a good photograph is to me. So, let's talk about it. Hi, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about what I think a good photograph is in a deeper kind of meaning that goes beyond the technical aspects and the rules of the great book of photography. I've been thinking about this for a while, doing my project, The Boring and Mundane, that I'm working on and that's coming out in the autumn. So, the first quote of the two is that it's rarely the one who talks the most that says a lot. I'm a bit of an introvert, so I don't like to speak to people in public and people I don't know. So I'm more of an observer. And I like to observe my surroundings and listen to what people say instead of doing all the talking. Since I believe in the quote, God gave you one mouth and 2 ears, so you can talk less and listen more. Besides the God aspect of that quote, since I'm an atheist and don't believe in God, magic, or other strange things. But yeah, I like to observe more than talk. Maybe that's why I do photography. Anyway, I've come to a conclusion that goes hand in hand with the quote, and that is that people who have the need to talk and always talk a lot and loud are rarely the people who have much to say. And vice versa, the people who don't talk a lot is often the ones who have a lot to say and appeal to me. And those are the people I like to listen to, and the people I respect more. Now, I don't remember where I heard that quote, but if you think about it, people who say a lot, talk a lot, rarely have something interesting to say. It often feels like they're just talking for the sake of talking. So yeah, I think this quote kind of goes hand in hand with art and in this case, photography. So let me explain what I mean. I believe that the best movies often are the ones who doesn't explain everything in detail. Movies that trigger your imagination and don't scream out every detail in every scene like a crazy person on speed with a megaphone in their hand. And this is something I keep in the back of my mind during my boring and mundane project. I really don't want the photographs to tell you everything. I want you to kind of build your own. Oh, this is going to sound so pretentious. I want you to build your own world within these photographs that I'm going to show you later on this year. Like a good horror movie, for example. You don't get the whole picture, and the best horror movies is the ones that don't serve you the entire thing on a plate. Instead, they just give you fragments of things so that your mind makes up the story and the horrific things in the movie. So even the best movies are the ones who don't talk a lot but say the most. And that's exactly what I like in a photograph. So yeah, and that can be accomplished whether you shoot color or black and white. Now, the second quote is one that truly describes the deeper meaning of a photograph, at least to me. And I think it's the most beautiful quote I've read about photography since I started doing photography. And here goes. Photographs are just like memories, not always sharp, and doused with as much imagination as with fact. Our brains, and this is from where I studied psychology, our brains are constructed to fill in gaps in patterns, and that's what makes, like I said earlier, horror movies scary. This one where you have to fill in your gaps yourself. And when you think about something that happened when you were young, me and my wife had a discussion of our childhoods, since we grew up almost neighbors in the same small city. And we talked about this, our summers as kids, and there wasn't any rainy days on those summers. Our parents say there were. They said there rained a lot, and it was cold. I mean, it's in the north of Sweden. But we never have had a cold summer's day. It was always hot, always sunny. We were always going to the beach, but that's only the construct of our minds. That's not the reality. Recently, a dear friend of the family passed away, and right after that I went through a lot of old photographs. And that experience was absolutely like the quote, with one addition. The memories of those situations on those photographs, especially with relatives no longer with me, were definitely not as sharp as I wanted them to be. They were doused with a lot of imagination, and a lot of those photographs were faded. So yeah, a photograph might be just like a memory. Not always sharp, doused with a lot of imagination, and a bit faded. So, to sum it up, a good photograph to me is a photograph that triggers my imagination and emotions. It's definitely not the most technically perfect photo that follows every rule in the mighty rule book of photography. Those are the ones that talk a lot but say nothing. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I'll hope to see you in the next one, where I'll be talking about something entirely else.